Hey, this is Steve Gaines from Angerhead. You know me from several other bands. I'm not the guy from Leonard Skinner. You are experiencing Poppitt's Corner.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Poppitt's Corner. Very special one today, a very unique one, as always. And I'm super excited to be doing these with my buddy here, Mr. Shannon Fry. Shannon, how you doing, man?
I'm good, Tanner. How are you?
Doing well, doing well.
Good,
Looking
good.
forward to this one, especially because there seems to be a trend going on within the last couple years of this in my, I guess, brain per se. But I'm curious your thoughts on this, and we're going to be talking today. Essentially, what's going to be called is social media killed the video star. That's what I'm going to call it, or internet killed the video star, whichever one is more clever. But essentially, what the topic is has the internet slash social media killed the drive to want to become an actor or an entertainer or a musician or a rock star or any of those kind of things. So I'm curious on your specific take on this, and if you're ready, I'd love to get started on it.
Sure.
All right.
So my take, if it, in a general roundabout way, I wouldn't say social media killed them, but I would say social media was huge in that. Um, not saying it's killed them, but it's definitely hurt reputations hugely. So
Okay. Okay.
I guess we can start from there.
Okay. Um, I disagree with you. I think it has. Um, to me, I believe social media slash the internet, whatever you want to call it, it's to me it's like one and the same almost, right? It's massive exposure for even quote unquote these A-list stars, and it could be a rock star, it could be an actor. I just think that to me the internet is the rope that these said people have hung themselves with. It's a double-edged sword, I would say, because you don't obviously need a publicist anymore to reach directly to your fans, and that obviously these people have used their social media to reach fans and whatnot, and we know their every moves at this point, so there's not a lot of mystery with them, so we know what's going on all the time, right? It's almost it's necessary to have that in today's market, sadly, if you're quote unquote famous just for promotional reasons. But let me ask you this: is there a way to not have social media and still be an A-list star?
I don't think that's possible. I don't think that's possible because the fans want that instant reaction from that certain person, whoever that person may be. They want instant access to everything that guy's doing because now that that's happened, it's too late to change that, unless everything falls apart. But to me, that's like their publicist now. Now they are their own publicist. Now it's up to them because in order for people, I don't know, it's just so confusing. It's like in order for people to know what's even going on, it's on social media and it's
So,
not covered in the news like it used to be unless it's on TMZ, and I don't know a lot of people who really give a shit about watching TMZ. Um, I'm that's kind of where I'm coming from.
well, okay, so I'm going to give some examples here, right? Back in I'm going to say the golden age of Hollywood. Let's just talk about Hollywood, right? And
Okay.
and the rock star thing fits into this as well. Famous people, you didn't know what they were doing, right? There was always this mystery with these said entertainers, as I call them, and so because of that, they were almost gods, right?
Mm-hmm.
They weren't human beings to people. They were looked at as, having, as far as a public image goes, they controlled what what the mystery of them were, especially with, and what I'm talking about controlling are the I guess the studios per se, the ones that owned them. They would have like a morality clause in their contracts. And so I'm going back to maybe the 50s and 60s. You didn't know what, and I'm going to use Lucille Ball as an example. You didn't know what she did day in and day out. You didn't know where she went. Nowadays, you know where everybody is. And I think it's really diminished the mystique of Hollywood per se, and it's almost diminished everybody wanting to become a star, because it's like everybody's a star now. We're all a star, right?
Yeah.
We're more famous now than ever before because of the internet and social media and whatnot. And I think there will no longer be A-list celebrities in the near future. I think the ones that we have now are the last generation of that said community, as I'll call them. Right? It's almost like rock stars in the 80s and 70s and 80s and 90s and whatnot. Nowadays, there are no rock stars. You know what I mean? There are people that love to do this out of passion, and it obviously takes a lot of work, but there's no said mystery in it, which means that the rock star thing has really been diminished. And even, let's go with other types of music, rap and whatnot. That's almost here today, gone tomorrow kind of music. So I don't think that it has enough time to build up those quote unquote next generation of legends per se. Just like an actor or actress and whatnot. I'm generally, I wouldn't even say concerned. I think it's absolutely what's the word I'm looking for here? Absolutely deserve of Hollywood to kind of use the hang themselves on the rope that they have created for themselves, right? This oversaturation of self-indulgent bullshit. And I think we will no longer have a quote unquote reputable A-list celebrity. It's not the cool kids club anymore. Hollywood is not the cool kids club. Rock stars are not the cool kids anymore. So what is, right?
Nothing.
Everybody.
Right. Nothing.
We all are the cool kids now. Right? Even me and you doing this podcast and whatnot, people are enjoying it and hanging out with us. We're their friends. We're all everybody's friends. So I think we're just going to look at Hollywood and famous people as our quote unquote friends who we literally see every day scrolling through our social media platforms and whatnot. So I think social media has killed the video star. I don't think people want to be famous like they did 20 or 30 years ago.
In that sense, yeah, I would agree in that sense.
And I also feel because these people have their own platforms and whatnot, they tend to spew their political bullshit because they kind of have to. It's almost like they have to pick a side, which is bullshit. It's almost like you have to stand for something. Which is, again, it's bullshit. You don't have to stand for anything. You don't owe anybody anything. But I think because of this bullshit pandering to the left, especially, it's diminished their value. It's diminished the entertainer's value in today's market, I feel, because is just everybody's friend. Nobody is like above anybody else anymore, which I guess it's good and bad, but I would still like to see, the next rock stars or the next A-list actors, as long as they just hone their fucking craft and not spew their fucking bullshit and shut their mouth. But that seems to not happen anymore. So my question becomes is, how would you like to see change? Or would you have just not wanted to because you didn't know what your favorite kind of musicians or entertainers and whatnot. You didn't know their political bullshit.
Right.
Nowadays, you know everybody's political bullshit.
Right. Right.
So I don't know, just food for thought. I don't know what your thoughts are on this, but it's to me, it's like that diminishes their brand. You know, I
Well,
don't
it
want to go
does.
see somebody's fucking movie who's spewing political horseshit on a cause that I could give a shit about. You know, just do your fucking role. Your job is to entertain me, not to fucking educate me on something you don't have any knowledge of.
Right.
So
But even that's impossible now too. You can't
how?
go see a movie without them spewing their political bullshit in the movie itself.
Well, that's true because the people making it are again, it's
It's a
Hollywood.
religion. It's
Yeah,
become a cult religion.
it's always been a cult. It's just been exposed now.
More so now. More so now. More so now than it's ever been. I think since before I was born, even. You know, it's never been like this. It's never been like this ever.
And I think most people just want to be entertained. I
I
don't
do.
think most people want to hear your bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, because
Entertainment. Make people laugh. Make people feel good.
yeah, make people forget about
That's
their
what it's
shitty day.
about. Yeah, exactly. That's what it's about.
So
Oh,
in saying this and whatnot, is there a point of no return now? Can we go back to having the mystery? You know, unless obviously unless we take technology away, because
well, as
everything.
soon as people stop when everything stops being social media, I think I mean eventually somehow that would come to an end, right? I mean, you'd think somehow, some way that's got to come to an end, and there's got to be the next evolution of something.
Now, I don't know what that something will be
Yeah,
because
right,
obviously everything comes to an end eventually.
right,
It has to come to an end. There's no way as a society we can last going this way
right.
for too much longer. It's impossible. I would
Mm-hmm.
say so. But again, I've been proven wrong before and I'm just speculating on things and asking questions, which again is almost a big no-no in today's society as well, right? Because there's so much fucking censorship when it comes to
Right.
this bullshit. So not even going to get into that and how I feel. Obviously, you guys probably know, so I don't need to spell it out for you. But it's like, you know, when can we take back our freedom in terms of just not? I just like saying whatever we want and not letting that affect how people view us. Do you know what I mean?
I wish I
Spewing it
had that
on
answer. I wish I had that answer.
instead of spewing
Uh,
it on social media, how about we just keep it to ourselves? Like, I don't know, understand why people feel the need to spew a fucking bullshit cause.
to put others down. There's a bully mentality, no matter how you look at it. They're against bullies, but they're the bullies themselves. Doesn't matter which side. Doesn't matter which side. They're the bullies themselves, but they're all against bullying. So it's about cutting the next person down for their own self pleasure in a roundabout way. Although they may see differently, that's how it's viewed. That's just reality.
Do you
You know, I
think
mean, as
there's
soon as what I was saying earlier is, as soon as people stop this the social media thing in all these different aspects, there's no way. I'm not saying there should be. I mean, it should be just common sense, but people's common sense is different. So no matter which way you look at it, it's a double-edged sword. I'm wrong in saying that there shouldn't be social media, but I'm right in saying there shouldn't be social media. You know what I mean? It's got its great values about it, but the overall experience of it is more of a negative than it is a positive, especially nowadays and age. You know, I mean, nowadays and age, somebody, just like we were saying some episodes back, about the TMZs of metal, so to say, and we mentioned one in particular that, and then somebody will, you know, from some stupid band will post his political opinion. It ends up on said site that sponsors the news and says, this person says this. Well, that person was wrong to me in saying what they said in order for that to happen, which evolved in all this other shit happening, right?
Well, let me ask you this real quick. Is there a way where we don't have to play into the media's narrative? And where I'm going with this is, whatever happened to the no comment thing? Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
right.
No comment. Next question.
Mm-hmm.
Are we so afraid as a society to just not tell journalists that?
Well, I think journalism is what's pushing these ideals.
No, activism is. Journalism is completely different.
Okay,
Journalism,
true, true. But
it's
these people aren't journalists; they're activists.
well, yeah, but they camouflage themselves into journalists. You
Yeah,
know, that's what it's become. It's activism. It's not journalism anymore. The stuff me and you do, this is journalism here.
right,
This is about as much as real journalism as we can get nowadays. Interviewing bands on the fucking band,
right,
not your political horseshit.
right,
If you ever
right,
notice this, me and you have never asked a political question ever on the show, and nor will we ever, because I will
right,
either cut it out or I will
right,
just stop doing the fucking show.
right.
Right?
Yeah,
I got into this just like you because
yeah,
of the music, because we
right.
like the music,
Uh
and
huh.
that's where it ends for me.
Right.
It
Same.
doesn't go past that.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, to me, my answer will be yes. I think social media has killed the video star, and probably for good reason. It's the rope that these people have hung themselves over, and they have to pay the price. You know, they've divided. It's almost designed to divide us all instead of unite, because the narrative of the elite knows if we unite, we have the power. We, the
Mm-hmm.
people, have the power, you know? So it's by design, and it
Mm-hmm.
sucks,
Yeah.
you know? I mean,
But
go ahead.
yeah, but I'm gonna say some of them totally deserve what they have.
Mhm.
You know, if they fucked up and they're making millions and millions of dollars and they fuck up, hell yeah, you should. Everyone should know about that shit. You know, fuck you for making all that money and being stupid. You know, yeah, I'll admit I'm jealous. You made a million, I didn't, but you didn't have to work for it. I did, right? You know,
Would you ever want to be famous in today's age?
no, no, no. My fame, as much as it is right now, is perfect. You know, no ego, just fucking there it is.
Well, that's something you and I both agree with on for both of our sakes, right? I know we've
Right.
had tons of conversations with this where it's like I never want to be fucking famous. I have no desire. All my
Yeah.
desire is just to play music and help people through a shitty day, and
Yeah.
that's what we do,
Yeah.
right?
That's what
And
it's all about with me, man.
but you know, I just
Make jokes and make people laugh and keep things going.
sure.
Positive.
And I think one of the things that we do agree on is including everybody in this, not just the left or the right, but I'm talking everybody, right? We want as much people to you know to hang with us as possible, which is
Right.
why we don't spew political horseshit,
Right. And we'd
because
have
that
no
only
listeners.
divides our audience, and we don't
Right.
want a divided audience. So,
Right. Right. We'd have no listeners.
and even if we did, it would still be I'd still be doing this anyways, and
Right.
I'm sure
Right.
you would too, because it's almost like an excuse for us to hang out and have a platform where we can't be silenced over our political, you know, stuff, because we're on so many other platforms with this whole podcast and whatnot. So the podcast to me has become very beneficial. I would say the least, to my mental state, and I'm sure yours, with all you're seeing on social media. And what is the purpose, in your opinion, of social media?
I don't know. I really never thought about it. So I don't know. As
My
far
answer,
as what I've experienced is meeting and being able to talk with certain people that you wouldn't have been able to otherwise, meeting new people over this uh, that you would have never known or known to talk to. Can't say no, but like you find your favorite drummer and you can send the guy messages and the guy sends messages back. Like, how fucking cool is that shit, right? To talk with bands that are in some other country that you'll never don't know anything about that country, let alone even ever even bothered or wanted to go to that country because you couldn't, you know? And then being able to talk to somebody from that country that has the same love for metal or the same love for whatever it is that you're into, and you can connect with that person, whether it be in Poland or Sudan or South Africa or Canada or fucking Chile or whatever. That part is cool. And but I think the oversaturation of things, it's what's killing things. Okay, I'm going to give an example what I mean oversaturation, because this is just nuts. So I found this scrolling through my Facebook. We'll just start there, and there was this drumstick company. And I'm like, oh, drumstick company, and they're like, yeah, we're looking for more people to endorse and what have you. I'm like, cool, I'll go sign up, see what this is all about. I get there and they say, you have to have 10,000 followers on your social media. What the fuck does social media have to do with an endorsement of your drumsticks? That pisses me off. Like, what if I don't want that? What if I see? This is what drives me to get off. It's like, well, if I'm relying, this is just a roundabout way to put this, man. And I know I'm being long-winded, but to me, it's like whoring yourself to get what you want. I don't want to whore myself to get what I want. I just want to be able to get what I want. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, I'll work for it if that's what I have to do, but don't make me add these people that have to be part of. I don't understand. I just don't understand. I hope I'm making sense. I'm not finishing sentences, but I hope I'm making sense.
sure, but you also want your
Sure, you
hard.
want the fans. You want the fans. I get that. You want the fans, but why does it have to be social media that tells you what is and isn't? That's my point.
Well, not only that, but you want your old, if your work doesn't showcase for itself with these people, then they're not really worth it anyways. Like, if they've never heard of your, your said career, or ask around within the local community or within the community itself, chances are social media does not tell you everything about that said individual. And case in point, I'm going to tell you a proper example of this, right? I was endorsed through a great pickup company called, you know what, you guys know who they are. It's a great pickup company. I can almost bet you know where, who I'm mentioning and whatnot. One of their criterias was you had to have 5 to 10,000 followers or whatever it is, right, to even get endorsed. Well, instead, what happened was the A&R guy started asking around our community out here who, what they thought of me personally, and nothing but great reviews because I'm everywhere. right?
Mhm.
I'm doing so many other fucking things. And I got the endorsement, not the band,
Mhm.
right? Because we didn't meet the criteria, whatever that means. The point is social media does, again, going back to your example there, didn't explain the whole picture. It's one slice of the pie, as I'll call it there. It's not the whole fucking pie. And the problem is everybody is so used to that thinking mentality where, or herd mentality, I should say, where they think social media is the end all be all, and it's not. People live outside of social media. People have real lives. A
Mhm.
lot of people aren't even on social media.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh
There are
yeah.
like 8 different social media platforms nowadays. Not everybody is on every single one of them,
Mhm.
you know?
There's
Like
even
I'm
more
not,
than that now.
yeah. Like I'm not
Yeah.
on certain platforms where people are constantly hitting me up asking if I'm on there. Like I refuse to do it. I'm
Mhm.
on a couple different ones. I've chosen those ones. If you're not on it, that's, best of luck to you. That's why we do other things outside of it, right?
Mhm.
I'm not solely relying on social media. To me, social media is just a promotion thing.
Right.
It's so I can post an episode or Madras stuff. Same with you and Avenger of Blood and or Poppitt's Corner episode that we do. That's all it is to us.
Mhm.
At
Right.
least I shouldn't speak for you. I'll let
No,
you
you're
speak for
doing
you,
good. No, shit.
but for
Yeah.
me personally, I'm speaking for me. That's what I use it for. I don't. I'm not like taking naked selfies in my bathroom. I'm not taking pictures of my fucking food that I'm about to eat. I'm not taking pictures of the women I'm with or this that. I don't do that shit. Right?
Mhm.
I have a life
Mhm.
outside of these, and I think that's super important. And it's tying into our said question of social media killing the video star, as having a life outside of social media is super important. And I don't
Mhm.
see a lot of celebrities doing that. They'll constantly promote their bullshit, even though they make millions of dollars doing it. God bless them. But to me, not everything is about money. And
Mhm.
obviously these self-indulgent fuck faces, it is. So where does it end? Who knows? But I think social media is the rope that we're all hanging ourselves with. And it
Mhm.
eventually will kill us.
Yeah.
And eventually it will die at a certain point. So again, just certain things to think about. I know I'm not trying to be this negative asshole on here. I'm just trying to spew facts, in
Right.
my opinion. It's
Right.
just what I've noticed, and I'm allowed to have these opinions, and just like you. And it seems like we're agreeing on a couple of these, which is great. I, for the young kids, maybe because I didn't grow up with social media in my teens per se, right? It came out literally as I was maybe 17, 18. So technically I did, but it didn't consume my life in my teens. It consumed my life, you know, in my probably in my 20s or and whatnot. Which I guess it's not that big of an age gap, but if I had social media in school, I don't know if I would complete school. It's a huge
I wouldn't.
distraction
Mhm.
for myself. So I couldn't do it. I don't know how people go to school nowadays in today's climate,
Right.
because I couldn't do it and I wouldn't want to
No.
do it.
No.
Man.
No.
But Shin, any final thoughts before we get out of here as far as this? And obviously, just to reiterate, my opinion is yes. Your opinion is maybe it has.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say my opinion is more on the 75%. That it has, but it's not fully responsible. I mean, there's other aspects out there that have helped it. That's all I'm saying. The social media thing, though, is a very huge part of why they're killing themselves or burying themselves in whatever it is they're burying themselves in. But yeah.
And I think what's almost lost with social media is you can't get punched in the fucking face for your opinion there. So a lot of people like to hide behind the keyboard and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Yeah.
it's going to hurt us obviously in the long run with how we communicate with each other in real life.
Mm-hmm.
How much anxiety we're going to have now, or ADHD or ADD, whatever the fuck it is, all plays a part in it, my friend. Just wanted to
Right.
throw that out there. But Shannon, what do you have coming up as far as Avenger of Blood stuff goes right now?
Just working on this mix still. We're a lot closer. We're a lot closer. As far as that, just writing new stuff, man. We started writing new stuff, and we're gonna keep pushing because it's really exciting, man. I've been waiting for this for so damn long. So hell yeah, I'm excited, man.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again for giving me a few minutes of your time to do this with me and help you know, steer this conversation to where we needed it to go, and just talk some I don't know, just have a conversation about something that's, to me, is very important.
Right,
Because who knows what's going to come with the next generation of music and entertainment in general. So,
right.
but I guess, that's it for us for another episode of Poppitt's Corner, guys. We're out of here. Cheers.